What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a really easy day on the M3. It's nothing crazy, which is awesome. I'm so stoked for that. No stress, nothing like that. Today we're going to be putting another set of wheels on the car. I'll go into that shortly, but let me show you real quick what's going on with the car. Then we'll get right to it. All right, so first things first, as you'll notice, the M3 is in the garage, and yeah, I can't be more stoked. So I finally have a spot in the garage. We're gonna clear out this side so we can get the other car in here. But M3's in the garage, so paint is a little bit more protected from the weather, and it can sit in a cool spot. It doesn't have to sit in the hot sun or whatever. I've also organized a little bit more and cleaned some stuff up off the ground. Wheels are over there. I'll show you in a second. You know, but fluids and jack stands and extra parts, and it's nice to have things a little bit more organized. I was really limited on room, but we cleaned out, you know, a good portion of the garage so that I can move some stuff over here, which is nice. So we got the whole setup here. I do apologize because today I am filming on the GoPro, but because we're going to be working in the garage and with lighting and stuff, I don't want to deal with ISO on my DSLR and all that. So anyways, without further ado, let's look at these wheels. Without further ado, here they are. These are 540 M Sport wheels. They came off of the E39, and they're not quite the wheels that came off of like the E39 M5, but they're the same-ish design. E39 M5 wheels are a little bit better in my opinion. They look nicer, but these are kind of like my first choice as in terms of OEM BMW wheels, aside from DS2s, I guess. But obviously, given that these came off of a 5 Series, they're pretty big. They're a staggered set, 8s in the front and then 9s in the rear. And my Schnitzers are 8.5 in the rear, but they rub. And we'll get into that in a second and why that is. But the tires on here are kind of weird. In the front, we have, what are they? 235, or yeah, 235 45s. In the rear, 245 40s. So it's kind of a weird setup. And honestly, when you put them right next to each other and you stand them up, they almost look like the same size because the tire is so aggressive. They're not my first choice on like tire sizing, and I haven't decided whether or not I want to drive with them for a little bit because these rear tires are bad. They got camber wear. I'll show you. Or my bad. Over here, some camber wear. Not terrible, but it's not great, especially if I want to drive on them in the winter or whatever. But I'm debating on getting a new set of tires. And I was kind of bummed because I was going to go a smaller tire size on the Schnitzers so I could stretch them even more. And these would be like my, I don't know, call them show wheels or whatever you want. But I can't really fit these brand new Hankook Ventus V2s or whatever they are, the nice tires on these, because they're just not going to fit. So that would mean I'd need new tires for these and new tires for these, but I can still drive on these tires. It's just not ideal. But anyways, I mean, that's what these are. So my whole plan behind these wheels is to run them for a few months. Well, and actually just run them until I get the camber situation in the rear figured out for the Schnitzers and make sure they fit. At the moment, I can't really drive the M3 with the Schnitzers on it because just due to lack of rear camber and how aggressive the offset is on those wheels. They're 13 offset, so they're pretty bad. They're good, but just not, they don't fit on the M3 right now. And I really want to go lower in the rear, not by a whole lot, but just even the rake out a little bit more. So I'll be running these temporarily, and then I can either flip them because I got them for a really good deal, or I can hold on to them. I haven't really decided yet, hence why there's not new tires on here. I haven't really made up my mind. So anyways, I'm gonna get the new wheels on the M3. So obviously I could have went for a different wheel that was less aggressive to fit the E36 temporarily, but I love these Style 66. I have a feeling that they're not going to fit the way I want them to, which is pretty obvious with how the tire size is. But again, I got them for such a good deal, I couldn't pass it down. And if they don't fit, I'm just going to flip them and then I'll buy something that fits. Because I mean, I think the going rate for Style 66 with tires or without, even if they're in good shape, like these wheels are in pretty good shape, minimal rash, they go for 600, maybe 700, 750 with tires, whatever. But my plan is hold on to them for a little bit, then flip them. But anyways, I'm just gonna pop these on real quick and we'll be good to go and see what the fitment's like, and maybe I can adjust it from there. I don't know how much leeway I'll end up getting, but we'll see. So you guys can obviously see we've been rubbing, because obviously a leaf wouldn't stick to a dry tire. It's been sticking to a sticky tire. So anyways, here's the schnitzer. I'm gonna clean these up when they're off the car because they need it. And time to get the 540 wheels. All right guys, so 𝙀𝙚 are all mounted up here. I don't know what our fitment's about to be. Obviously everything can be adjusted, but as long as they clear on the max height, I'll be okay for now. And then when I get the camber arms in, we can actually make it look better. But let's lower this bitch down. Okay, all right. I'm not gonna complain about that. Let's check it out. Oh, that is so much more manageable. I mean, that's a huge gap now. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna adjust these and see if I can get the rear fitment prime. If I can get enough camber from lowering it to tuck the sidewall a little bit, I will do that. And if not, then we will just keep it at a manageable height. But that's fine. And unfortunately, this sits uneven and I can't figure it out because there's way less gap over here. But if we can get some more camber, it might be doable. All right, everybody, let me get you up to speed. So like I said, I put the 𝙀𝙚 on the rear. I haven't even messed with the front yet because the front isn't my issue. Obviously I have time to do this. If I decided to just put the rears on tonight, which I think is what I'm going to do, and I'll hit the fronts tomorrow. Here is fitment in the rear on these wheels. If these were 235s, they would fit like perfect. But that's not drivable right now. But I haven't lowered the other side yet. And again, the sides aren't even. Even when the height on the spring and the collar was the same for each side, they sat differently. So I have to take that into account when I lower the other side, but hopefully when I lower the other side, not as aggressive, it'll kind of, you know, it'll even itself out. So maybe I'll get a little bit more clearance here, but I mean, as of now, that's what we're looking at, and it's pretty low. And then again, I can go way higher, or I mean way lower in the front now, I think. Well, maybe not actually, but we'll see. The offset's way less, so it'll sit way farther. It'll sit way closer to the hub. So I'm gonna get the other side lowered, and then we'll see how the whole rear end sits. All right, guys. I know it's probably hard to see, but I want to explain something to everybody really quick. So we dealt with this when we installed them, and that's kind of what added to it being a complete shit show and it taking more time. So this, it goes into this rear knuckle. This bolt is totally stripped, just like the other one. And I didn't do anything wrong on this one. It literally is just stripped. So that's tightening it, obviously. It gets a little tight, and then, of course, so that's stripped. So unfortunately, I can move this around, and I can't get this tight, so I'll have to wait until tomorrow so this is retapped and dyed. And we got to get a kit or whatever and just retap the hole, and then we should be good. But adjusting this is kind of a pain in the ass because I haven't been able to adjust it without taking this off, so I have to pull this off. All right, what's up guys? It's a beautiful fall day outside today, and we have good news for the M3, which is still on jack stands. I'm going to explain this in a second. Anyways, today we are going to go get some tires. I haven't picked up the camera in about 2 or 3 weeks. There's been a lot going on. I mean, working 6 days a week, it's kind of hard to pick up the camera, especially when nothing's happening on the car. There's really no reason to, aside from trying to upload consistently, and I know I've been slacking. But anyways, good news today, we are getting new tires for the 𝙀𝙚, which you guys have seen earlier in this video. I don't know how all the clips are gonna mash together or whatever, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna try. Anyways, I want to get new tires on these because currently 235s up front, and these are decent tires, but These are decent tires, but they're just worn, as you can see, and they're a little dry rot. So I want to get these swapped out. I'm putting 205s on the front, so we'll get a lot more clearance, and they're gonna be a little stretched, but whatever. I want to make it fit. 245s are getting switched out for 215s because I really just can't fit it in here, and so that's kind of the plan for today. Also, the M3, I could technically put it on the ground, but I set the ride height lower because now I'm going to fit these 𝙀𝙬𝙀 66. So I've given up on the schnitzers for now. I'm doing camber arms in the future to fit those in the future. So I will keep the schnitzers. They won't go anywhere. I'm just going to store them until I decide to make that fitment work, because it's a little bit of work to make that happen. And I can rock the 𝙀𝙀 66 for now, and then in the future, if I want to trade these or whatever, it's a very, you know, 8x9 is a very universal BMW wheel spec, so it wouldn't be that hard for me to find style 5s, a staggered set of anything really, BMW wise. So if I get tired of the look, I can always change them, get the tires dismounted, and put the tires on something else. So that's the plan for today. I'm gonna load these in the truck, and then I'm gonna go get these mounted. Also, I've had these 325 lights for probably, I don't know, 8 months. I've been trying to get rid of them. So if somebody's interested, I'm gonna bring them with me. So hopefully while I'm getting my tires mounted, I can go meet up with a potential buyer, get these sold, recoup a little bit of money on the 650 bucks I'm about to spend on all 4 tires for wheels that I don't even plan to run forever. So that's that. Anyways, let's get this done. I gotta go to the bank and get the money, and then we will go to the tire shop. So see you there. Alright guys, just made it to the tire shop. You see we got the bagged M3, the E36 M3, the R32. You can get these tires mounted. Alright guys, remember, if you need tires mounted or you need to pick up some new, used wheels or tires, go to 𝙤𝙪𝙧𝙚 Tires. Their Instagram, I'll put it right here, because they always hook it up, and they do everything in a very timely manner. They're fast and efficient, and they got good prices. So make sure you hit up 𝙤𝙪𝙧𝙚 Tires Plus if you're in the area to get all your wheel and tire needs. Alright, so we're back home now. These are the 𝙀𝙀 66. In the fronts we have 205s, and then in the rears we have 215s. Now I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to clear. We'll see. And now I'm noticing actually how curbed these guys are. They're pretty bad. Some of this can be taken out. But that's besides the point. I do want to get them on the car. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm probably not going to film it. I'm just going to throw them on. Alright guys, you're not going to believe me when I say this, but it looks like we have too much clearance now. So anyways, I am going to go lower, even though now it's kind of at the height I want it to be, but I got to fix that gap now. Anyways, I'm going to start this thing up. And also, this is with the e-brake on. It hasn't settled yet, so we'll see how it settles. I'm sure it'll settle a lot lower, but let's see. Alright guys, so I flipped the car around. It's on the 𝙀𝙀 66 in the rear. I'm going to put them on in the front, but I think I bit off a little more than I can chew. I can go lower than this. I can tuck it if I want to. I'm not really sure I want to. I might just run a little spacer, or we'll see, but realistically, I didn't want to go lower than this, so maybe I should have picked a better tire profile. Unfortunately, I bought what I bought, and I didn't know it was going to make this big of a difference, but anyways. These schnitzers, this car is way too low on these. The thing is if I put them on the 205s, these are going to be really small, so it'll probably go even lower. But I don't want to go much lower, and I'll show you why. Alright, I know you guys can't see that, but my X brace is probably 3 inches off of the ground. Which is fine, but I actually plan on driving this car, so it's not as great as I thought. I'm gonna put the 𝙀𝙬66 on, we'll see where we're at from there. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to leave you for today's video. I put the 𝙀𝙬66 on the front, as you can see, and the fitment is less than ideal. So actually, these cars have an X-brace below the oil pan, so it's probably in like a 1/4 inch off of the concrete, because if we go over here, it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but I literally like left a mark in the fucking garage. So and before anybody talks shit, this wasn't my intention to make it this low, but I definitely misjudged tire profile, and you know, I guess a little goes a long way, and I didn't really think so. Realistically, I could have just left the 235s up front and then just went smaller in the rear, but I went 205s in the front and 225s in the rear. So basically, game plan from here, and I'm gonna make a whole update video, but game plan from here would be the 205s. I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna keep the 𝙀𝙬66. I kind of have to. I just spent $600 on tires, so it would make sense that I do that. Anyways, I'm probably gonna run a little bit of a spacer. I'm definitely gonna raise the car up a little bit, because it is too low for my liking. I won't drive it like this, and obviously it's not gonna drive like this, but I don't need it to be this low. That doesn't matter to me. Like, I really don't prefer that. And quite honestly, I do plan on getting another E36 here, but that's a ways down the line. So worst case worse, I just pull these wheels off and put the front schnitzers on and keep the 𝙀𝙬66 in the rear, and have it just be ghetto for a little bit until I put camber arms on the car, and hold on to the 𝙀𝙬66 until I have a car that needs it, or I'll get the tires dismounted and get a different wheel. At this point, it's not really a big deal to me, because there's a lot of avenues I can go down as in terms of what my options are. There's plenty of things to do, but this fitment is kind of more or less a joke for right now. Like, I just kind of did it to get a few pictures. Like I said, I will not be driving it like this. I really can't drive it like that. It's hideous, obviously. It's like not flush. The camber is there, but if now I need a higher offset wheel, but obviously the schnitzers don't do a great job at that because the offset is too aggressive. Anyways, that's basically it for my long rant. It was fun picking these wheels up and then getting tires mounted. I know it's all going to be on one video, which is cool, because this has been like a month-long process, and you guys know about all the shit show that happened. Anyways, that's a whole different video. Drop down in the comments below what you guys want to see, because I don't have a lot of stuff coming in for the car right now, so content is kind of rough. I also work a lot, so it's really hard for me to get content in. But realistically, if you guys want me to make more videos, I totally will. Drop in the comments what you want to see down below. I figured, it's a good idea. Get your guys' input. We're close to 400, and we're going to go to 500, and so on. Thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry for drawing this out so long, but it took a while to get to this point. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one. Peace out. Later.